Oh. Oh. I'll be with y'all in a minute. Well, whoever. Be there in a minute. Trying to get some things.
Welcome to Comics Group.
Goth is just a phase, man. Just a phase. But hey, Dr. Ben's Comics gets it.
Comics Group is here to save you! Comics Group is here to save you now.
Cynic is gay.
Goth is just a phase. I'm making this outfit's fun, but come on. Total phase.
White guilt poster child. I really need Chad Clamhammer tonight. Welcome to Comics Group.
Goth is just a phase, man. Just a phase. But hey, Dr. Ben's Comics gets it.
Comics Group is here to save you! Comics Group is here to save you now.
Cynic is gay.
Goth is just a phase. I'm making this outfit's fun, but come on. Total phase.
White guilt poster child. I really need Chad Clamhammer tonight. Welcome to Comics Group.
Goth is just a phase, man. Just a phase. But hey, Dr. Ben's Comics gets it.
Comics Group is here to save you! Comics Group is here to save you now.
Cynic is gay.
Goth is just a phase. I'm making this outfit's fun, but come on. Total phase.
White guilt poster child. I really need Chad Clamhammer tonight.
Okay.
Welcome to Comics.
Hey, Dennis, it's good to see you, man. I haven't talked to you in a little while. I guess it's been a few weeks. I guess I'll show my face for a minute. Not that it matters. But I think I got this about right. I don't know why I did that yesterday, but I've been thinking about doing it, so I shaved this part. I get real bad dry skin underneath my beard after a while. That bend is not right. What do you mean? Is he too thin? Is he not fat enough? Which I don't think I don't think Ben's really that heavy. I mean, he seems like he's probably a big guy, or to me, he seems like he's kind of like, a fairly good sized dude. Anyway, read this prayer that I read sometimes. It's a, prayer of sufficiency. I don't know if you can hear me. The last time I streamed yesterday walking around. I took everybody on a walk yesterday morning. Too goth. Yeah, he might be. He might be too goth. Oh. Speak, Lord, for your servant hears. Your grace is my sufficiency in all things. And there is a sufficiency of your grace ever present in my consciousness. There is sufficiency of your grace, whatever prison I am in, physical, mental, moral, or financial. There is a sufficiency of your grace present within me now to meet the need of this very moment. And sufficient unto this moment is your grace. Okay. And I know some people that watch, although we only have, I'm glad to have you though, Dennis. I don't plan on being on here for hours on end. I haven't read it yet, but I did get, so it must have came in on Monday. And I like how he Saboteur Comics Group. You know what I'm saying? Now, what the heck? Why is this not? Oh, hold on a minute. How do I get this to? Goodness gracious. Settings, video. Do I put it on mirror or not? Let me see. Okay, so that should have fixed it, right? Now it's reading right. Yeah, I was like, I just noticed it yesterday, even though I believe it came in Monday, but I didn't get it out of the mailbox till Tuesday. And I was kind of disappointed. They kind of bent it a little bit and put it into my mailbox. It's okay. There's the back of it. And I'm not in the living room, so I don't have the overhead thing in here. And I did notice that I thought he had said that some of the stuff in the previews in the free part wasn't going to be in here, but I think I remember. Now he might have touched up and did some. He might have did some different things to the art that appeared in the free version or the first. Was it 6 pages? He might have touched it up, did a little bit of changing some of the story. I don't know, but I think it's looking good. Looking good. I think I'm going to try to. Of course, I'm going to try to read it today. Like read the whole thing. There's not much to have to digest, I don't think. But no, I know what he's doing here because remember the old Marvel comics and stuff used to have something at the top like that. I don't know if it said Marvel Comics Group or whatever the hell it did, but and I think that was in reference to the. Now I don't know if I should show this, but I'll show the top part. And then you can just kind of imagine what's underneath there. But that's like a 2-page spread there. So you open up to these 2 pages and then you would turn it upright, so you can kind of like a poster or something. I don't know if but I mean, I like the way, of course, I've been liking Charlie's ever since I got the preview few pages that he had put out and got to talk to Charlie and have him on, a few streams with me. what I'm going to really enjoy is these ads he made for the back. I think they're going to be really cool. Yeah, it does look. That's what I was thinking. That's like the Marvel. It's like a kind of a tribute or just like a homage to the old Marvel Comics group at the top of the older comics. But because I'm doing the comics group, I thought, well, that's kind of cool, that it's got a comics group on it. But I'm thinking about see, I should get paid not next week, but that following week on that Monday. Hopefully, I get paid. So I've got about a week and a half more to go before I get paid again. But I'm thinking about backing it on Kickstarter. And then, oh man, this plastic it's already ripped. I'm gonna have to get a new plastic bag out of the living room and rebag it, which I plan on trying to read that today. So, yeah, I think it's definitely a homage to the old Marvel style comics and stuff. So, anyway, trying to think of what I I titled this Thursday morning, trying to get back in my groove. Like I said, I hadn't streamed since last week. And then I had last Friday, I had the colonoscopy, the endoscopy, and they cut a cyst out of my back. So on Saturday, I had it scheduled for a comics group, but I opted to cancel it. Because like Saturday, my energy level was low. Friday had took a lot out of me. I'd been at the hospital from like 9 o'clock that morning till about 3 o'clock that afternoon. It took forever for them. Like once they got me in there and got it done, it was done and over with. What's up, Tank? It's good to see you. What's up, Victoria? Good to see you as well. I'm trying to grab my groove back, trying to get the groove back. Every time I shave that part, I'm not always it is what it is. It's over with now. I have shaved it, so. But Grey Cat will let it grow back. I might keep it kind of shaved for a little while. And then just stop shaving again and then let it grow back, and it'll be all like uneven because this part's longer and this part will be taking a long time to come in. Victoria, I hope you're doing okay today. Are you homeschooling still, I guess? Or when somebody is homeschooling, and Tank might be able to verify this or not, do they take breaks, or do y'all just make them homeschool the whole year around? Is it up to the the last time I missed one of those meetings? Yeah. Tank, I was showing off if you weren't here just a minute ago, I was showing God darn it. Why did I even but I was showing off Tommy's Meat Market, Saboteur Comics, horror, floppy, black and white, Now, guys, this is definitely not a kid's book. There's stuff in here that can be real disturbing to a child. So, now I'd say somebody that's a teenager of the right age might be able to read it and not be too, thrown off. Because, I was in junior high. Man, even before junior high school, I was watching, like in elementary school, I had a mom that was really cool. And she didn't have limits. Like, before, like in elementary school, I was watching, rated R horror movies and rated R action films like Commando and what else was Commando. I remember going to my mom took me to the theater to see First Blood, You know, the first movie, which is pretty violent. Now, Jaws wasn't rated R, but you know, back in the day, PG films were a lot more graphic than they are nowadays. Like PG films back in the day were more like a PG-13 now. But what else did I watch growing up? Like before I even got in junior high. Of course, I was a big fan of Jason, Friday the 13th. It's a minimum of 180 days. Okay. Yeah, I was just kids. And then what my kids learn all year round, but I give them time to play with their friends who go to public schools. Okay. So when the public schools are out, you a lot, you know, you give them the privilege to have spaces of time to yeah, I agree with that too. So it's kind of like flexible. Uh, as long as you meet the requirements of the state, then it's up to you if you want to apply more or less. And well, not less, but you got to meet the requirements. Yeah, yeah. Doing it year round gives us some wiggle room to keep learning, but break if needed. Yeah, I imagine every once in a while you have to kind of let them have some sort of a break. What subjugates comic? I am doing pretty good today, and in the title of this, I'm trying to get back in the groove of just you know, hopefully you'll see me doing these streams in the mornings more often again. I already explained to everybody that like last Friday, you know, I had the procedures done and I had a cyst cut off my back. So that led me to cancel out the comics group that I had scheduled. Yeah, it's good to see you, Cody. And then, like yesterday, I went live while I was walking, and I just went live through the YouTube app because there was no need to use Restream and try to have anybody come on the panel with me. Or, you know, while I was out walking, I wasn't going to be trying to pull up a video or pull up a article or anything like that. So here I am this morning. I've already went for a walk, and uh, I don't know. I've read the devotionals to myself. I ain't made a video of it or nothing. I don't know if I will today or not. One thing that I really, oh, and Cody, I was showing off Tommy's Meat Market just a minute ago, you know, by Saboteur Comics, which I just put it up again. Now I could pull it out again, but oh, that don't sound good. That didn't sound good. That kind of sounded vulgar, didn't it? I won't pull it out, okay? One of the most important lessons that I can give is learning never stops. Yeah, you know, Tank, my granny, Luna Lemming, that's on my dad's side. Luna was a very wise person. And I remember being about 4 or 5 years old, probably about maybe more like 5 or 6. But my granny looked at me and said, "Boy, if you don't learn something new every day, you might as well be 6 feet in the ground." Whoa, blew my mind. I'm like, by this point, I'd done been to several funerals. I'd seen Uncle Ronald's funeral. I'd seen, not Ronald, but Uncle Earl. And then I'd saw Aunt Lena Mae's funeral. I'd been, I don't know if I, yeah, my brother was probably still alive when Granny told me that stuff. So he hadn't died yet. What's up? Wait, where are y'all seeing Rev at? Oh, Rev in self-destruct. I didn't know you was even there. I didn't fucking acknowledge you. Let me drop a link in case anybody is bored and wants to come in. But yeah, my granny, when I was probably, I used to say the story, I was probably 4 or 5, but I'm thinking back, I might have been more like 5 or 6, but I know I was pretty young. And when your granny goes, "Boy, you better learn something new every day or you might as well be 6 feet in the ground," it took me away. I'm doing pretty good this morning. Hence, I'm streaming. And I'm glad to be like doing the phone thing, and I've got my computer going over here. So if I need to pull up something, I can. But let's see. So this Saturday, I do plan to try to do a comics group. And I think I'm just going to use the same thing that I had set up for last Saturday, it's going to have the same image to it. Probably the same time last week. I had it set to go at 2:02. Don't ask me why I picked 2:02 Central Time. I need to look up the number and what it has, what 2:02 represents in like numerology and stuff. Not that anybody gives a shit about that, but I do find that subject interesting. Matter of fact, I need to get in touch with my buddy that is very knowledgeable in it. And man, like he blows my mind every time I talk to him. I want him to come on a show one day. I want to try to save it for the Into the Gray with Ananuki Child show and have that dude come on that really knows a lot about that subject. What's helping cut grass? Probably being out all day, all sweaty already. I hear you. Yeah, that might be true, Tank. I'm trying to improve my cognitive abilities. I'm taking certain supplements, uh, trying to do, be more animate about reading. That helps memory as well. There's a lot of different things that can be done. I think a lot of the stuff in our foods and stuff have led people to have more dementia and more problems in general all over. But I don't know if I'll do it anyway. And it's not a big deal. I'm not sitting here like if nobody wants to join, that's no big deal because I'm just kind of going on and just doing a small. Gonna be 92 here today. Oh damn, Victoria, that's gonna be pretty hot. I think today we're only gonna be in like the high 50s, but by tomorrow we're gonna be up to the 70s, which is weird because what was it? I believe between Sunday night and Monday we ended up with. So I remember waking up Monday and there were snow flurries. I was laying in the bed, staying in for a lot longer. Oh yeah, black tea and green tea for cognitive. Yeah, I've seen where even drinking coffee is supposed to be somewhat beneficial. Now, not large amounts of it, but like a couple of cups a day and stuff. There's something in coffee that also helps. Hey, this is cool. We're talking about some good, interesting topics. Well, I'm realizing I'm all leaned up against here, but I wanted to share. I've done a couple of shorts about this book, but this is a really cool book. It's very poetic. Let me just read the back of it to you. The Book of God's Grief is not merely a literary work, but an ontological revelation, an immersion into the innermost sanctum of the infinite's emotional consciousness. Within its pages, the ineffable sorrow of the divine takes human form, translating celestial lamentation into the language of mortal understanding. This work does not attempt to describe God, it speaks from the center of divine remembrance, where the anguish of omniscient love becomes audible through revelation. Here, divine empathy is revealed as the primordial pulse of existence, and grief is sanctified as the purest expression of uncorrupted love. Each page invites the reader to cross the threshold between transcendence and incarnation, to witness the tension of eternal love confined with mortal creation, a language through which eternity. I guess it cut off there. I don't know what that's supposed. That looks like there's a misprint. Anyway, it's a really good book. I joined, but I'm going back to bed, still recovering from adventure in Flu Land. Oh hell, yeah! I just dropped the link just in case. It's not a real big deal. And this, it's like this was more for me to just get back in the swing of like. I streamed yesterday while I was walking, and I just used the YouTube app. There were several people popped in, said hi and everything, and then I wandered out in the woods. Went out into the woods. Or not the woods, but a little wooded area that I go to. showed that off a little bit. Yeah, and what I want to do is I've shared 2 shorts of this book. I think I shared the hold on a minute. I believe I shared the epigraph. Might have shared the dedication, the epigraph, and then I have to go and look. I'm not sure if I've got to chapter 1 yet. What I want to do is officially start sharing it. Like the 2 shorts I've done was just to give you a sample. But what I want to do in the next few weeks is officially go, okay, and then restart from the very beginning with the dedication to the epigraph to the prologue to all of that. So, and the money that I paid for this book, it goes to help his mother, the guy that I follow him on X, and his mom's got cancer and stuff. So something is going around, so much sickness right now. I think we're all sick in the head, ain't we? No, I know what you're saying, though. I'll read the epigraph real quick, though, just give you kind of an idea of what this book entails. And the reason I say it's very poetic is the way it's written. Epigraph. Between what was lost and what is found, there is always a silence waiting to be heard. In that silence, God remembers everything we tried to forget. Every prayer that dissolved into exhaustion, every tear that fell without a witness, every longing too deep for language. That is where love hides until we are ready to return. Not in the heavens above, but in the quiet we avoid, the stillness we fear to enter. And when we finally stop running, the silence does not condemn us. It opens its arms, and we discover that God was never gone, only waiting for us to listen. And that's the epigraph. And if that, like just reading that to you should give you really, I'm going to have to ask Noah about this last thing. Why on the back of the book does it end here? Language through which eternity, and then it doesn't really say anything else. It's definitely not completed. I wonder if he realizes that. I'm sure he does. He's the one that had this printed. So, but yeah. So, and if I knew how to give it to you, there is a link that he offers that you can read this book through Adobe, like for free, because he says the words in this book he wants to offer them for free. The physical copies, if someone buys them, the money goes to help his foundation for his mom and stuff. Okay, hold on a minute. I'll drop a link. Give me a second. Yeah, Noah, he was part of our comics group thing, even though he's not and he's more of the deep shit stuff. It's like comics group and deep shit or something like that, or whatever I named the stuff. My daughter is really sick with something. Hold on, let me read this. My daughter is really sick with something. She never gets bloody noses, and she got sick, so congested and body aches. Oh, yeah, and that's not good. Yeah, I know. I like the cover. I'd be interested in those are some questions I need to ask him. I'm gonna look in here real quick and see if there's a yeah, see, all proceeds are used to care for the author's sick family and to help feed those in need through the ARC organization. No part of this work shall ever be used for personal luxury or profit without purpose. And I believe him. I don't know why I got the softback because it was like 19 something. I should have got the hardback because that was only 24. So it was only like $5 more, and I just went the cheaper route. But anyway. Yeah, I was about to, or are you about to grab it? I was going to try to grab it. But if you find it, go ahead. Is that what you're talking about? Destruct? because I think this book, especially even if you just read it online, because that's how I read it to begin with. And the day that I read it, I read the entire thing within like about 30 or 35 minutes. I don't know how long it took me. It was took a little longer than a normal. Like I'm taking my time with the physical copy. Like I'm only to, I'm about to be in chapter 7, but when I got it and read it online, when I got it and read it online, like as soon as I started reading it, it started speaking to me so loudly, and it reads to me like things that I've written. Stream of consciousness, uh, just like straight from the source, like you're channeling something or like you're the conduit and it's just flowing through you. Let's see here. Here. Yeah, I'm about to find it. I'm about to find it because I know where to go. Like you have to go. I go into books by Noah, and then there's a post in here that has that link. Let's see. Y'all just give me a second. I'm trying to let's see. Okay, it should be right here. And copy link. And I'm about to, and then somebody can tell me if this works for them or not. That right there should be a link to take you into Adobe to read this entire book at your leisure for free. If somebody checks that link out to let me know that it works, please let me know. And I hope, I know that there's some people, like I know Will doesn't believe in God and all that. So, but I've never I don't get very religious, but I will talk spiritual and I will talk deep stuff. But I don't have anything like, there's no reason that I can't still associate and be friends with someone that doesn't know what they believe or doesn't believe in anything. I've been friends all my life with multiple different types of people from all walks of life. I've had plenty of friends that were into witchcraft, plenty of friends that were atheists, plenty of friends that were gay or whatever they were. But like as far as religion and stuff, I try to, like I know what I know for myself, and that's about all I can do is based on my experience. I know where I'm at in my head and in my life, in my walk, spiritually. Okay, you dropped the Amazon link too. Yeah, the Amazon link, you can buy it there. The link above Reverend Self Destruct's link should take you to the Adobe link to read it. So you can at least read it for free. And if you really dig it, like me, I had to have a physical copy. I wanted a copy on hand that I could really just pick up and read every day. Like for me to read it through Adobe, that means I have to get my laptop out. I mean, I could do it on the phone, but I don't want to sit and try to read a book or a comic on the phone. So, SD, for instance, SD. What are you talking about, SD? Self destruct. What are you talking about, him? Oh, hey, there's Charlie, the man of the hour. Okay, so that link that I shared above where Reverend Self Destructus shared the Amazon link, that link will take you to read that book for free. Y'all copy that link if you are interested in it, if you think it's something you would like. Yeah, I was going to say, I just haven't got around to it. I just saw that Charlie was here. Charlie, I was showing your book a minute ago. If y'all give me a second, let me make me another cup of coffee real quick. And I'm going to mute. See ya, Saboteur. Yeah, it was good to see you though in the chat. I don't know if you already left. Oh, and Tank, I guess you left. Let's see. Hold on. Aspirin is kicking in. I'm trying to strike while the iron's hot and get back to sleepland. Okay, Tank, if you're still there, I hope and pray that you get better today or feeling better, at least somewhat before the end of the day. Sounds like you got it rough there. And Charlie, I hope you have a wonderful day too. It's great to see everybody that is here. I'm really excited. You know, morning time always seems to work out pretty good for me a lot of times. You know, back a few months ago when I was doing them streams like pretty consistently several times a week in the mornings, there was quite a few people. Well, when I say quite a few, anywhere from 6 to 10 different people at any given time. Not all at once, but through the whole time of streaming. So, and I want to read. I really enjoyed this book, man. And I haven't read on it in a few days, so like I picked it up again today and was like, you know, I really need to. But I mean, like the prologue is even just so it's so in depth, man. There's so much to it. It's a really intriguing, insightful book, I believe. And like I said, the way it's written is very poetic. Oh gosh. Oh. Yeah, the prologue is the tear that became me. I did not ask to feel what I felt. It came like a tidal collapse of eternity, unannounced, unearned, and unmistakably divine. It split me open beyond thought, beyond pride, beyond language. In one unbearable instant, I was plunged into the living grief of God, not as metaphor, not as symbol, but as reality. And it ruined me. I do not mean the ruin of despair. I mean the ruin of everything false. The ruin of every story I ever told myself about what love is, about who God is, about who I am. You see, we've been told that God is light, but no one warned us that light can weep. What I felt was not anger, not punishment, not judgment. It was ache. Unfathomable ache. A love so total, so absolute, that it shattered under the weight of being misunderstood for eons. A love that gave everything only to be forgotten, ignored, blamed, and betrayed. Hey, James. What's up, man? It's good to see you, James. I'm glad you popped in for a second. Hope you're doing okay. I'm no professional at this. You know, I don't have some fancy setup. No microphone. I'm just using my phone and a laptop. So there you go. You guys, if you don't know who James is, well, let me finish reading this real quick, and then I'll try to pull up James's link real quick. Yeah, because I don't have that much further to go. I'm reading the prologue of the Book of God's Grief. I cried and cried and cried, not for myself, not even for the world. I cried because I saw how God feels, and I could not bear it. That was the moment I returned, not just to my faith, but to my origin. That was the moment. Okay. I remembered who I was before I was named. I remember what I was sent to carry. And I knew from that moment forward, I would give everything to bring this grief into the light. To offer it not as despair, but as devotion. This book is not theology. It is not a doctrine. It is a wound. Cheers. In the wound of the infinite as revealed through me, through the tear that became my soul's baptism. If you continue reading, I cannot promise comfort, but I can promise truth. You were never separate from God, but now you will remember how God has never been separate from you. Even in sorrow, especially in sorrow. This is the grief of the divine, and now it speaks. Anyway, I was just sharing a little bit from the beginning of that. Here in a few weeks I'll be. But let me see here. Let me do this. If I can find it real quick. Even if you're not still there, it doesn't matter. What I'm going to try to do is find. Give me a second here. Oh, James. Oh, there we go. I got you, bro. And I'm about to share his guys, if you can and you aren't already following, or if you don't know who James is, I'm telling you, I think you'll enjoy his videos, his commentary on, he talks about certain things going on, and he's over in England. So a lot of what he's talking about is some of the situations going on there, the migrant situations, all the different things that are going on and seeming to escalate in England. They're way more escalated than what's going on in the U.S. yet. But I know it's all coming. The U.S. is going to be just as bad if we don't. They're moving everywhere towards that. So anyway, neither here or there on that. And if you are on X, I didn't mean to do that. I did not mean to do that. Okay, hold on a minute. And if you have an account on X, you can follow him on X as well. So there you go. Oh, shit. I didn't know that was going to show all of that. That's crazy. I didn't know that was going to show up like that. I don't know if that's how it's showing on the... Anyway. So, yeah, it was cool to see James here for a minute. I've been following him for a little while. He doesn't realize this, but there's been multiple times I've watched Ray is Happy and wasn't in the chat, wasn't saying anything, but I was watching, I guess they call it lurking, but I'd be sitting there just like listening to them talk and listen to James and his insights and stuff. Yeah, that's that dude. He's a good dude, man. He's got some really sharp, witty, fucking to the point, commentary. He's got good ideas, I believe. To me, I believe he does. And he speaks, he speaks honestly. He's an honest, or like I like to think I can see authenticity in James. So, and a lot of people tell me that's like people that are drawn to watch me sometimes tell me that's why they were drawn to me is I'm just a normal fucking dude trying to do something here, share my life a little bit and do the best I can at this, But yeah, so what else am I trying to do here? Oh, heck, I've almost been going an hour already. But that's good. That's good. This is a productive part of the day. Like, even if I can just get a little streaming in, get back in the groove. I need to reschedule. I'll probably put that back up for Saturday, the comics group. And then I need to try to think about what it is. I'd like to lead off with a couple of things. Like if you're able to be there Saturday, if I do follow through with it and actually do it, Destruct, maybe you can have a couple ideas. But one thing we can cover is Tommy's meat market. And like I said, I'm going to try to read that today. Well, Dennis is the real gray cloudy day, though. Thank you, James. I'm just now kind of like I didn't stream. The last time I streamed up until yesterday was last week. But yesterday I took a little walk and I took some people on the like I opened up a stream and just shared the walk. You know, I'm out in the middle of nowhere, out in the country of Alabama, and she just dragged herself out of bed. Well, you said she'd been sick too, so. Well, you get to doing that schooling, that homeschooling. That's good. Yeah, James, man. When I do stream, the people that show up are generally like the people of the community for the channel I've built. Now I do have a second channel, and it is growing, but this channel here, Great Cloudy Day, most everybody that's been following this channel for a while are very respectful, good people, man. Always nice to each other in the chats. You know what I mean? It's like a real community and not a bunch of bickering and drama. Now, it doesn't mean we might not talk about a little drama every once in a while, but so this morning was just me trying to get back in the groove of, hey, man, I need to start doing these morning streams again. Cheers with a cup of coffee there. See if I got a little bit of something still in my bowl. Yeah, you know, actually, Subjugate or Cody, it's weird that you say that, Cody, because before I went live, I was thinking about you. Not in any gay way, okay? But I was thinking about I was like, hey, you know, Cody said that he likes when I'm streaming in the mornings. It's something you can listen to it and still be working and all that. And I remembered that. But there's several people that tell me, like, when I do go on in the mornings, a lot of people, they're either working or like Victoria homeschooling, or Tank. Well, he's sick today, but Tank does a lot of his dad land stuff, taking care of his kids and homeschooling his kids. So that's a really cool. I really, you know, like I don't have children. I've mentioned this before. I can't have children. It wasn't in my cards. There's you a cloud. But hey, you know, what I was going to say is I admire when when I meet people with children and they actually take the responsibility of trying to do good by their children. Because it aggravates the piss out of me when I see, like, someone that isn't a father, when I see other people that have children and they don't give the children the right attention. They don't, like, there's sometimes that they're not doing anything physically to them, or like treating them wrong physically, or not feeding them or something. It's just not giving them the right attention. Like just giving them a phone or a tablet and saying, leave me alone. Like as long as the kid isn't making noise or is in the tablet or whatever it is they got, the parent is happy. The parent's happy because they don't have to deal with it. And that aggravates me. More people should take, like, if you take on the responsibility of having children, whether you planned it or not, I think, you know, there's a certain thing that should come with being a parent, you know. Now, my mom was a single mom and she raised me the best she could. And she taught me a lot, you know. She taught me how to cook, basic cooking skills, taught me how to wash my freaking clothes, taught me how to clean the house, and to know how some chores don't have to be done every day, but some chores do. So you have certain chores you want to try to do every day. Some chores can wait every few days. And then it came to, like, if you got a washer and dryer at your house, which I don't, but if you do, you can make it a lot easier by doing smaller loads through the week instead of letting everything accumulate over a whole week or week and a half or however long. But I understand. Like my sister, she works so much that she just does her clothes on the weekend. But she's not just doing her clothes. She's doing her husband's clothes. She's doing her grandson's clothes. Like there's several people that live there, and she takes care of all that on her days off. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Self-destruct. Like for me, when I hear Tank talk about what he does with his children, Dadland, that kind of stuff, my friend Ananuki Child, he does a lot of like he spends a lot of time with his children. I don't know, I don't think they're homeschooled, but I haven't really asked him. I do know though he spends a lot of time with his children, and him and his wife, when she's off, they take them out to places like fun places. You know, he shares about that. He's involved in their life, and I think that's what's important. So yeah, we see bad examples of parenting so often. When we see an example of good parenting, we got to shout them out. Yeah, I mean, that's why I was saying, and just because I can't have children doesn't mean that I haven't. Like I've had a few girlfriends in my life that had children, and the children I got along with them. Most kids generally kind of like me. I'm kind of a big old jolly. Like when I'm in a good mood, you know, I don't know. Be right back. Work. Okay, you're gonna go do a little bit of yard work. I'll probably stay on for another little bit. I'm enjoying this. This has been a good interaction so far. It's been nice to just be here, back again in the morning. Uh, yeah, I'm really excited that James popped into the chat. I'm glad that he showed up. I kind of look forward to hopefully, maybe one day it'd be cool, like if I'm able to do a stream and him, like get to know him a little bit. Like, but I just like that he's shoots straight from the hip, and you know what I'm saying. Like I don't sense any bullshit from him. So that's kind of cool. Now that doesn't always mean that we can be completely. Oh wait, is Elliot streaming right now? I didn't know. Hold on a second. I forgot about Elliot. That he streams a lot on this. Did he? Let's go see real quick. Well, you probably already know, don't you? Yeah, because when he is streaming, if I've been streaming in the morning, I try to generally end it and then. Oh, it's upcoming. What? Huh? 1920 would be tomorrow. 21, 22. Oh, okay. I see. He's got something scheduled. I guess is it Monday? Okay. Anyway, so he isn't streaming. Okay. Okay, he canceled. Yeah, I see that he's got something scheduled for the 23rd. Okay. Which I had totally forgot about it. Like even if he was streaming right now, I wouldn't have remembered until Dennis said something. And if he was on, I would probably wrap this one up because I've been on here a little over an hour. But like I said, I'm going to stay on for a little while because I'm enjoying this. And I am on the phone as well. Like if I want to, I can take the phone and we can go outside if I want to. I can do all that kind of stuff. Now, like I've said before, whether anybody's on the panel with me or not, I will. I generally, if I've got people in the chat and they're actually interacting, like if I've been on here for a while and nobody's saying anything in that chat, but I've got a couple of eyeballs on me. Once I've said whatever I need to say or shared whatever I need to share, it's kind of like not any point in. Let's see here who I can pull up. Trying to think of what I can pull up here. Uh, uh, want to see what. Give me a second here. That is Matt from the Off Topic Show. I was
Okay,
hoping.
hey. Oh man. Oh man, sorry. I don't. Oh fuck. Ooh.
Okay, Matt, you're off.
Wow.
You're off topic. But that's Matt. He sent me a cool shirt. I'm gonna show y'all. You might have seen it, but I was real honored that he sent that to me. Hold on a minute. Of course, I bought a shirt from his store a few months ago, but this one right here is totally fucking just cool, man. Tie dye. This right here, it's actually like an embroidered, type of patch thing. It's not silk screen, tie dye, really high quality. But I really like Matt. I think he's a good person. Even though he's got a bigger channel than mine, a lot bigger, of course, a lot bigger than most of us. 200, I think, 50 something thousand. Which by YouTube standards, that's really not big. But when you're, holy shit. Holy crap. Hold on a minute here. I got to do something here. We got to, in honor of our special guest, let me see if I can find it. You just hold on a second there, buddy. Don't go nowhere. I think I've got it in here somewhere. Let's see if this is it. This might not be the good one.
I am Dennis Rodriguez.
Okay, now I need to get, but my timing ain't too good. Hello, Dennis.
Hello.
Yeah, I was gonna say my timing was off. I should have been ready to, as soon as that was over. I should have looped it, and then as it was looping, I could have just, as soon as it said it a couple of different times, I'm Dennis Rodriguez. Then I could have ended it, pulled you up real quick. I getting a
No,
little
that was
rushed.
fairly good. That was fairly good. Thank you.
Well,
Feeling
no,
better, huh?
I have made a few things for stuff like that, So
Right.
it's just that it's been like yesterday, like I said, I streamed, but I was on my phone walking, and I streamed through the YouTube app. I wasn't using Restream or anything, which I didn't see any need to use my Restream, even though I pay for it. It wasn't any need. It was just easier to, you know what I mean? I started walking, and it's like, hey, I'm going to do a live stream. I haven't streamed since last week. I was like, and people like when I do go live when I'm outside, people tend to like that. They're like, whoa, cool. They get to see, a little bit of the country and everything that I live, where I'm at.
Whenever you are, whatever time, it's always nice to see some green. It's always nice to see some grass, some nature, whatever. See real life. We get too stuck in our little offices and our spaces, and some people appreciate that. I do appreciate it too. It's nice, very nice. Yeah.
Oh, there's Will Studios. What's up, Will? Excuse me, y'all. I didn't mean to.
It's all right.
Hanging out, Will. How are you doing, Dennis?
I'm good. I've had a few weekends which have been very busy. I had guests here, so I couldn't join any streams or do much around. Just watch stuff. without many comments, or even didn't have much time to watch anything really.
Yeah, I
It's been
remember.
wild.
I remember a few weeks ago. I don't know if it was the last comics group I did,
Hmm.
which was several weeks ago, but I was thinking you weren't there, and then you said that you had. I think you were busy cooking at that point. I don't know if you had guests
Yeah.
or not. You were cooking
Yes.
that because you told me you was like, I'm rewatching the stream now. Like after I ended it and stuff, you were like, man, I've been busy. I've had to cook and do all this, and you were prepping
Yeah.
food. I
Yeah.
think you were
It was
for
that.
your
Yeah.
family at that point.
Oh, my wife had a friend that we haven't seen since 2000. What I haven't seen since 2019. Um, so she came round. She's living and working in Dubai, so it's not such a long trip here.
Oh,
Anyway, but it was nice to see her, and I was cooking and making drinks like cocktails and all for the girls. So they had a swell time. Even this Sunday, also, they went on a little girls trip down south to Salzburg, and the area around Salzburg has really nice lakes. So it's lots of nature and nice treks. Weather was good enough. So they came back on Sunday night, and Sunday night I had a really nice big meal for them, which they really appreciated, of course. So it was really good all overall.
that sounds cool, man. Yeah, doing stuff for your wife and being just. I don't know about you. I mean, I'm not like the best cook probably, but I do know how to cook, and I enjoy making food. And just sometimes I'm using a recipe. Sometimes I'm just like doing stuff that I just know to do, or sometimes I just go, well, what do I got? And then I kind of like just wing it, like I just put, okay, this is the kind of meat I'm going to use. This is what I'm going to do for a side or whatever. And of course, I'm just cooking for myself, but I enjoy or making.
Oh, for me, it's like a ceremony. Like I have to get the right ingredients. I have to be in the right mood as well. Even music helps. It depends on what I'm going to cook, though.
Right. Music can help set the mood for the cooking experience.
Yes, absolutely. For
If
me,
I'm
when I have to deal with traditional Peruvian food, I listen to traditional Peruvian music.
cool.
So it kind of gets my head in tune, the flavors and all the memories and everything in tune. It's quite fun.
Yeah. I was trying to think about. I finally finished that Will Eisner, the second. I don't know. I was just thinking about because I know I'm bouncing around. We went from you cooking and making drinks for your wife and them to me wanting to say, but I finished this
Oh,
book today, and this was like the second book. It's like the book that comes after, like A Contract with God introduces you to Dropsy Avenue, but then it kind of goes into the history of Dropsy Avenue, like when it
mhm.
starts off like. Now, Dropsy Avenue's, a fictitious place, but it's based on where Will Eisner grew up and everything. So, but this book, it starts off like in the 1800s and stuff when they first found Dropsy Avenue, and it leads up to all the way, like by the end of the book, you're kind of in the 70s, and it's completely, like Dropsy Avenue is a completely different place at this point where like, over the year, it goes from character to character in different phases, and it leads up through all this different timelines of like who founded it, who started it, to it being like all these immigrants coming in, and then it's shifting dynamics where like I said, all the way up into the 70s by the end of that book, and it's like it covers several different wars, people going off to war, you know, from like
Wow.
World War I and II, and then you even have people that were in the Korea. You know, it's pretty cool. Because I'm like late in the game about. I always knew about the Eisner Awards, but it wasn't until this year that I started like, or this past year, you know, I was like, Will Eisner, and I started looking him up because. And then I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. And then, you know, like I was reading the history that he's kind of considered who really got the whole graphic novel type thing known and going. From if you pull him up and read about him, that's what it says like online.
Yes. Yes.
He's
That's also the same idea I have. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm anxious to get the third installment. I can't remember the name of that book on the third one, but I'm anxious to try to find a used copy of that. And then I noticed, like, I think in the back here, I'm noticing there's a bunch of stuff here. It says Will Eisner works available from Kitchen Sink Press. Of course, I'd have to find some of these probably used, of course, but it's like I could get one, The Art of Will Eisner. I mean, it's got a whole list of stuff. One called the Building, The Christmas Spirit, City People Notebook, Comics and Sequential Art, A Contract with God, The Dream. So what I'm gonna once I get the third book of this, I'm also gonna put these other titles in the back, trying to see if I can find some more Will Eisner stuff. Man, I'm like really, his art is cool and his writing, like he is a really good storyteller. So
Oh, that's pretty cool.
you know, and it's like you're reading. It's almost like you're watching someone's real life. Like when I'm looking at this book and the Contract with God one, it's like as you're reading these stories, man, because he is incorporating. He says in the beginning, like in the beginning of the books, it talks about a lot of the characters are based on people that he observed as a kid growing up where he lived. And so some of the stories there in the books, it's fictitious stuff, but some of it is like real that he witnessed. And he just added into the, you know, the whole collaborative, you know, piece of work. So I'm kind of to, you know, through this year, I want to get some more Will Eisner. So I need to.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
I need to take some notes and stuff. Like I need to go back now that I finished that book. I want to go back and read The Contract with God again, and then take some notes and maybe do do like a video on it or a stream where I just talk about it a little bit because I know that Dr. Ben mentioned. Hell, it's been months and months ago, but he said he would like to know more about what I have from Will Eisner, like The Contract with God, and then this one. I just get caught up in, like I get overwhelmed real easy. So what I'm trying to do right now is better pace myself and not burn out, because if I get all burnt out, then I'm liable to like start boozing again, and I don't need to do that.
Yeah. But those stories keep you in this mindset of wanting to discover more stuff. But at the same time, you can get back to some older books. Even you can reread that one. And if you look at like a little bit deeper in the details and kind of try and make like a bit of a line between the stories that have been told, you can find more information. You can understand a bit better the purpose of the work, which is mainly what you need to get out of it. What's the point of this? What's the point of telling this big story about this place which is changing in time along with all the people who are living in the same neighborhood, and how the events, wars, etc., change everything around? It's really interesting. And you can get back to those, yeah.
Well, as I was, the whole time I was reading this one, because like A Contract with God starts kind of, drops the avenue's already been established, and it's more in the, I can't remember, I'd have to get it out to remember exactly what years it's set in, but it's like more in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, I think, in the stories that it's telling. where this one is kind of like it's going back as more of a prequel and then leading up, like I said, into the 70s. And it's pretty cool because like in the beginning, the first few stories is covering the Irish. I think it was Irish people that founded Dropsy Avenue in the story, but then it leads into where like then there's Italians moving in, then there was Jews moving in. It's like over the history, and then as I was reading it, like especially up towards the end of the book, I was like seeing so many would it be correlations to the past and our present. Like I was seeing so much, even though it's set in the past and this stuff has been written years ago, a lot of what's going on in this book are things that's going on nowadays, like talking about different types of races moving into certain neighborhoods and all that kind of. I was like, my brain was just turning. I was like, whoa, this is like very, it shows you like how we have evolved and things have moved on, but also we're still we're not far off from where we like things haven't really changed as much as we might think.
Yeah.
There's a lot of still, I just see a lot of like, I can relate to it with what's going on in the world nowadays. And then reading that, I'm like, whoa, this is pretty cool. Like looking at the similarities, like you were saying. Oh, okay, see you, Cody. Cody said he has to go. Figure I'd stay on for a minute longer. I'm glad you joined, man. It's cool. Self-Destruct said he'd be back. I guess he's going back out to do some yard work.
Yeah, I read that as well. He might be busy being slow and gay somewhere else.
I know you've seen it, but I'm going to try to pull that up real quick. I want to show. Let's see what's going on. Because like one day he shared that story, or did I not share it in here? I don't know if I have it on my. I don't think I do. Crap. I was trying to find the thing I made of him running that poster, but it's still in my phone. I hadn't transferred it to the computer. I'll have to do that when I get up. Where I put him in a pink shirt that says comic strip and he's running it. Because he told this awesome story about.
Yeah. I think I've seen it, yeah.
Yeah. Well, he told a real story about having trouble with a postman that was like delivering stuff a street over or something. So he was trying to catch the guy and he was trying to catch the guy and he was running after him. He was in his flip flops. And I was like, man, I'm gonna have to do something with that, And then he said he tried to jump over a fence, like trying to catch up with the guy. And there was these big ass dogs and, it was kind of, I'd have to get more details from him again, and then work on it, trying to make something a little more.
Yeah,
but,
those AI videos are wacky sometimes. Like the one you showed with Dr. Ben. Dr. Ben looks like out of this Village People or something. One of those goths, but really gay. What the fuck?
I know.
Just too much metal around. It's like he needs some collar or something to be pulled like a dog or some shit. What are you doing, man?
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah, I hate that Sunday I did watch a little bit of their goth night. But
I was
pretty tired. I caught when Mike Farrell jumped on, and then I left for a while, and then I came back and I saw Will was there. Will got to be on there for a minute, and they went a lot longer than they normally do. Being usually round goth night out around 2 hours, but they went ahead and continued. I guess they got into some good conversation and was sharing about comments and all that stuff, and then they.
Will was on fire with all his waifus and thing. I'm also been watching the Ghost Nights things were funny. I
Yeah,
left a couple comments here and there. Dr.
well,
Ben said something about me wanting to get his blood or something. I'm not interested in his blood.
it is what?
Something that he would not give me his blood or something like that. I think
Oh,
Johnny asked him. Yeah, Johnny asked him for some art project or something, but not me.
oh, okay. What gets confusing for their goth night to me is that it'll pop up twice for Dr. Ben in the vertical and then in the
Yeah.
wide, but then also then it'll pop up for me for self-destruct as well. So like I usually go to each one and hit the like button for all three of them, and then I usually try to be in the chat on Dr. Ben's main one.
Mhm.
Sometimes, I think last week I was watching from self-destruct or this last Sunday, but I didn't watch the entire thing because, like I said, like I remember waking up, right, kind of drifted off, and I got back up, and they'd still been going for a while, and that's when I caught Will on there for a little while, and I'd already saw him come on, but then I like stopped watching for a little while, and then I came back around.
I
didn't
would
really
say
Huh?
it's a really fun stream all over. Maybe it would be best if they just take it in turns, like one weekend one of them, and then the next weekend the other.
Oh yeah, like do it on Ben's channel one week, then self-destruct the next.
Yes. Yeah, maybe. But, I mean, otherwise, yeah, I also find myself, I don't know where to watch, but I've been watching also in Ben's.
Well, I just noticed Johnny even said something like this past week. Johnny, he was in two different, like he popped in on one chat and he was like, oh, there's two streams going. And then he realized like there was, if you count self-destruct, there's three. Now he was like, oh, I was over watching self-destruct. And then I think I might have said something in the chat a couple of times, but like, I was saying it channel, and then like Johnny was over on the main. But it's just a matter of figuring out which one.
Yeah. It's a matter of that. Yeah, that's true.
I guess you draw more people. Like I don't know how it works. Like when you're streaming in the wide, like normal screen, and as opposed to vertical. But when you're streaming twice, I don't know what makes the difference. Like, I guess some people like to watch it more in the I don't know.
I think the vertical thing can make you reach more folks. For instance, some of your streams were like that, were in vertical, and you would easily go with your finger up and go past other streams if you wanted. So if there's somebody out there just watching a random stream and does the same thing, does the finger thing, goes into other random streams from other folks, so they can find you easily. That's why you could get people from, like, I don't know, Afghanistan or somewhere in Latin America or at the same time. It's not that YouTube directs you towards the channel, but it's you can find different streams with different themes just by doing that thing with your finger.
Yeah, I do that sometimes. I know what you're talking about, and I do remember. I remember seeing someone talk about it being that in the vertical, it's somehow it reaches a different type of audience. Like it's reaching, I guess, more people that might not already know about you. You know?
Yeah.
Like, of course, you're going to have some people that pop in there that you do know, but you're going to get, if you are able to do it in vertical as well, you're somehow reaching different eyes that might not necessarily see it. Like you said,
yeah,
so just scrolling through the lives and just going up like that till they get to something that they are enjoying.
Yeah, you get maybe more of a reach that way. Yes, I think that's a good way to put it.
Which I'm aggravated about my restream here lately, because when I first started paying for this basic restream, I had the ability at that point when I started on, it allowed me to stream up to 1080 or whatever. And then it also had, it kept saying soon you'll be able to stream vertical and wide, but now it's changed. So what I pay for now, I get up to the 720p, where it was when I recently got on. It was I could stream at a higher quality.
Yeah.
And now, like, so it wants me to upgrade now. So they changed a few of the things that when I first came into the basic plan, there was a few better options, and now I'm like, but it made me question, do I want to keep paying for it? And then I was like, well, really, I guess what I'm paying for is the ability to, if I was to have multiple people, I can have up to 10 people on here, but that can get, I've never done that, but really, I haven't done a lot of exploring since I've been paying for it. Like, I haven't spent a lot of time, like, seeing if there's anything. Like, I'm asking myself, is it really worth? But the main reason I even started paying was so that I'd be more committed. Like, it wasn't so much that I'm getting a whole lot of extras. It was that, hey, if I'm paying this $19 a month, then it's going to push me to want to use the service more and do more streaming. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Like people that get like a membership for the gym, and then they have to push themselves to go to make use of the membership.
Yeah, like if I'm forking out the money every month, then I might as well be using it. Now, of course, there's some months, that I'm gonna have things go on where I'm just not. But and it's like yesterday when I was walking, I was like, for a second, I was like, well, I'm gonna go live, and I was like, yeah, I could stand here on the side of the road and go into my Restream studio and set this all up. I was like, or I can just go to the YouTube app, give it a title, and just go live. And that made more sense because if I'm walking around and stuff, especially down the road, not just going out into my yard and stuff, I didn't see any need in using Restream. I was like, because the main reason I'm using Restream is if people do want to come on.
Yeah. So with a free account, you would also get the same quality you have at the moment for video?
Yeah, that's why. So, like, the only thing that really, I get a little bit more recording time and it stores some of the live streams for longer because I'm paying for it.
Right.
And I haven't even used it for this, but I do know I can go in there and make up to a certain amount of minute video and record it in the Restream studio. So if I wanted to do a video where I pull up a few articles and all that, I could do it in the studio, record it, and then upload it later. I haven't even done that. So eventually I'll get around to it, man. It's kind of like, but like I said, the main reason for even paying for it was to make myself more committed. Like if I ain't paying for it, I'm more likely to be. So like in my mind, I think it's just like today or like yesterday, even though I didn't use Restream, I realized I was like, man, I ain't streamed in about a week. I was like, I need to get back into doing it. Cause like the longer break I take.
Yeah.
Like from the last time I stream, if I don't stream every few days and I get out of practice, it takes me it's hard for me to get that momentum back. Like where I'm like in that groove where like I want to do it every day or every other day. Like I don't have to stream every day, but you get what I'm saying? Like it's kind of like as long as you keep rolling, the momentum kind of keeps going. But when I slow down, now there's things that happen in life, like last week, like I said, after Friday and I had that procedure and everything, it was just I just opted to cancel the Saturday. I was like, man, I don't know if I'm going to feel like I was up that morning and stuff, but I was like feeling it. And I was like, I don't know if I'm like, especially with something I've got scheduled, if I'm not feeling the right energy, I don't like go on and just half-ass do something. So that's kind of why I was like, maybe I took Saturday to rest, and then I also, I've done a little bit of rest this week, but like what's today, Thursday? I got back in the groove yesterday of doing a stream. I've been doing like some short videos, but anyway.
No, that's good. That keeps you productive and keeps you also connected to this thing and more active and gets you more practice with all the bits and bobs of these streams and the little videos that you show and that kind of thing. Yeah. So it's not, you don't get overwhelmed by technology and all that nonsense. It's fine.
Right. Well, like I can get overwhelmed. Like I said, I get overwhelmed fairly easy with things just because I got so much. And it's not like I'm the only one in the world that have to go on. But,
No, of course.
you know, on any given day, man, I have a lot of physical pain going on. I have a lot of other things in my head sometimes. So it's like, but, you know, like even last week, I made some posts about, I'd been wondering, did I want to continue doing this? And then in the post, I even said, well, like I was questioning, do I want to continue streaming? Do I want to continue doing YouTube? But then in the same post, I was saying, if I was to stop, I'd even have more time on my hands. Like, so getting up and having YouTube is like doing a video or two in the day or choosing to do a stream that day. Those are like productive things for me, even though it's all it requires is just hitting record or going live and sitting there or talking. It's still a part of my day that is like filling up a little bit of time. Like if I just completely stopped doing any YouTube and stuff, hell, I'd just be sitting here even more bored. I'd be like trying to take my time with something and I'd have even less interaction with people than I already have, you know. So I was like, yeah.
Yeah, maybe it's not such a good idea after all. I mean,
think
stopping.
Yeah, I think sometimes it's just a matter of me needing to know, like what I'm just trying to do is regroup and trying to pace it better. I think sometimes I'll go real hard for a few weeks, like a streak every other day, sometimes twice a day, and doing all this other stuff, and plus trying to do the normal things that I do that are not online. And but I'm happy to be here this morning. I was glad to start back up and get here. And then it was cool because like you were there, and then several other people have been here in and out. So it was almost like as soon as I popped back on this morning, it was like several people were like, "Oh, hey, Gray Cloud's there. Hey, let's go say hi."
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it's a good. Like I like the. You know, I've said it before. Like it's more about having a good community for me rather than trying to chase numbers and stuff. Although I've noticed in the past week, like I went from where like this channel wasn't really gaining much new people, and then like this past week, I've seen the number go up a little bit. Like, but I started doing my devotional videos a little differently. I'm trying to do them in 3 minutes or less, so they're more like short now. So, it's not reaching a lot of people, but I'm seeing that the devotionals is in a short form is seeming to like more people use it. And then I've had several people come into the comments and then subscribe and stuff. So I was like, okay, I'm just trying some things different. You know, where before I was doing reading a devotional and then talking for 5 or 6 minutes afterwards. So it was turning into anywhere from a 7 to 10 minute video. And I just thought, well, when I do decide to do a devotional reading, I should just make it short and simple, you know, like read the reading, say a couple of things I need to say, and be done. And so that's what I'm trying to, with that particular type of thing I'm doing.
Yeah, well, if there's one thing that life in general and, well, YouTube as well, rewards is being constant. So you keep doing these videos, that's really good for your channel and for yourself as well. Well, streams are a different animal. They depend on many factors. The time of the day, what do you have in mind, and if you have like a particular theme to talk about, and there's something interesting to talk about, or something that really grabs you on the day, it's different.
Oh yeah, I want to try to like before I went live, I was trying to think of anything like article-wise that I've read in the past few days that would be interesting, but I set this up so quickly that I was like, I couldn't remember. So what I'm going to start trying to do is during, like when I'm not streaming and like during the day, you know, like when like if I'm not doing any chores at the moment and I'm like maybe scrolling through YouTube, or sometimes I just open up Google and I'll see a headline on the main page and I'll read an article that's cool. I need to start like writing down little like, hey, like writing down what it is I read or the article and maybe bookmark it. And then that would be like something, it'd be something interesting I could pull up for a stream. Oh, hey guys, I was reading this, you know, and I want to try to get in the habit of doing some of that stuff. And the guy Anna Nikki Child and I, we're still moving towards eventually doing something. He streamed with me a couple of weeks ago. He came in on a Wednesday and it went pretty well. But like, we're just kind of letting that thing that we've got an idea for organically come about. So like, whenever the timing is right, we will set up, you know, like, but what I'm going to tell to come on with me a couple times, get him used to being on with me and being on the all that, because he's he's really never streamed either, except for once or twice through his YouTube app, and that's just been recent.
I remember seeing that guy with you maybe like 3 weeks ago or so. And he came to one stream and you were having a chat and it was pretty okay.
Oh yeah, he popped in. He was in the chat for a while, and then he jumped on and we talked for a while, like about multiple different things. I can't even remember what all we talked. I need to go back and rewatch that stream. And then, anyway.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Well, like I'm real bad about like, there's so many streams I've done in the past few months and had people on that, like I need to go back to some of those streams and cut some of the good, you know, segments out. Like especially like someone that came on and talked about their creation and stuff, like Will or somebody, or whoever's came on and talked about their books or whatever creation they have, whether it be music or whatever. You know, like go and kind of like skim through these streams and maybe screen record a few segments that I can turn into smaller videos.
Yeah.
To promote that I am streaming, and to also to put it out there, you know, like if it's somebody talking about their book or something, I can do like if it's a 10-minute segment or a 5-minute segment, make it into a short video, not a short, but like a video. And then I can put some links underneath in the description to the person that's talking on the stream with me, you know, like, hey, this is their X account. This is their YouTube channel. If they have an open campaign, put the campaign in the description. It's just, that's where like, you know, if I had, like, it'd be nice if eventually I had the ability to have someone that sometimes could do some of that, you know, like not asking somebody for free, but like someone that just wants to do something and feel
like some editing, like someone who knows editing or has editing skills.
Yeah, like where they could during their free time, like they don't have to put a lot, but like they could go through and watch it, like find some of the good, or like if I have a certain, you know what I mean, I could go in and find the right timestamps, tell them the timestamps, and then if they know how to pull it out and make it a nicer, you know, more streamlined. I mean, I could do it. It's just like, I don't know how people that do everything all themselves, you know, keep up sometimes.
Yeah, I have no idea either. Like, I guess that there's software specific for that, or maybe, I don't know. Oh, yeah, there's a self-destruct there.
Yeah, he said, yeah, I don't know if Will's still here or not. I don't know if he was I had the link in the chat, but I didn't ever redraw it. So I don't know if he even saw the link, if he was wanting to come on or not. I suppose if he had been wanting to, he would have said something. Or he would.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I just scrolled up and saw the link and clicked on it. It was there. Oh yeah,
Well,
they're self-destruct.
I figured, yeah, destruct. I stayed on because you said you'd come back, and I didn't intend when I started this. Like I said, when I started this up, I didn't know I was going to go this long. I was like, well, I'll get on here and go about an hour. But like as soon as I came on, within a couple of minutes, there was somebody watching. I think that was probably you or listening, and then
Yeah.
within just a few seconds within a few more minutes after I just started talking and being on camera, people were like, there were several people in the chat. Oh, there's Will's video. But now I'm looking at the time frame. I'm seeing that I've got I'm going to try to just round this out to about 2 hours. So it's kind of like, I mean, I know it doesn't really matter. Like I could end it right now if I wanted to, but I'm like looking at it and I'm like, well, okay, we got an hour and 45 minutes. Like I might as well try to top it off like as close to 2 as I can, and then I probably need to get back. I do need to get. Once I get off here, I'm gonna assess what else I need to do in the, like I was talking about, like things that got to be done in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, we got
what's up?
We got Will. Hey, what's up?
Hey, Will.
What's going on?
Not much. I didn't know if you were. How long had you been back there? Did you just pop in?
Oh, I just popped back in. Yeah.
Okay.
I stopped in a little earlier, and I forget what you guys were talking about, but then I went upstairs and did stuff with my kids for a minute, and then came on back.
My kids.
My kids is upstairs playing and being adorable. So,
well,
Cool.
shout out to that. I was talking about earlier. I don't know if you were there, but in Destruct said I was talking about how I see so much. I see a lot of people with kids or children and for attention or just not. You know what I mean? And how'd you share your screen?
well, this is just what I was working on. I almost went live myself because Elliot, his electric grid is down or whatever. So I'm working on this cover, and I kind of like how it's coming along.
That's badass.
Thanks, man.
I'm gonna
But
just make. Damn.
I did the hand details yesterday. I'm thinking about putting like spikes coming out of it, but I don't know quite yet. But now I'm sort of brainstorming how I want to fill the negative space, if I want to do like some wispiness, fill it probably mostly black, make it mostly black. It'll be a whole lot of fun.
What does it say? I heard Will loved the new Spooderman trailer.
Oh, did I love it? I thought it was all right.
And then he says, stalking and manipulation. What's not to love? What is he talking about?
Right.
Okay, let me go.
No, I
He's
did a
talking
trailer
about being
reaction video.
slow and gay.
And I got my very first dislike on my YouTube channel. I had one dislike on that one.
Really?
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I feel like I've hit a milestone.
I didn't think. Well, yeah, the dislike button's still there, but I thought they.
I see it.
So if
in
someone
my analytics.
Remember back last year or something, some of the news channels and other places were like, or like in the past couple of years, they were like somehow they were being disabled or something. I don't know.
Well, they got rid of that because everyone hated the Snow White trailer and stuff like that. I feel like it was around that time period where these corporations were putting out stuff that was getting just a tremendous amount of hate, so they nixed all that stuff.
Right.
But yeah, you were trying to get off, or?
Oh, I'm not trying to get off. I'm not. I'm not.
You're not trying to end the stream?
Well, no, I was saying I was going to try to roll it to about 2 hours, but I mean, since you popped in, I mean, I was just being mindful of my time because
No, I hear you. I just figured I'd pop in and say hi.
no,
I'm
I'm
show
glad
off
you
my
did
demon
because
hand.
if we go longer than if I'm still streaming after 2 hours, I'm still streaming. But
Yeah.
I was just meaning, what is this? Dan, Will making waves. I don't think he wanted to even get dislike on my.
Right? I have at least one hater.
What was the video, or was it a stream, or was it a video?
It was a video. It was because I did a trailer reaction video yesterday when I hand him the coconut oil.
I know.
I woke up and saw there was a Spider-Man trailer, and that's like the easiest content for me to make as far as like putting a video on YouTube without making it a stream and without making it some open forum discussion, whatever.
Right.
So yeah, it ended up being like 25 minutes video. And who knows, because it says 90% of the people who watch it only watch the first couple of minutes. So, maybe he's a big Ned fan, because right away I'm like, Ned sounds like such an annoying dude to have around. He just does.
Yeah, you're right. I watched
There's
it.
no bass in his voice at all. Like, what are you?
Trailer? Or are you talking about Ned? Sorry.
Ned Leeds.
You're
The guy
cutting out,
from
Grey
the
Cloud. That
film,
might be
yeah.
my computer. I don't know.
What did you say, Dennis?
No, that's Ned Leeds, the guy from Spider-Man. That's some Filipino or Samoan guy in the
That's
film.
what I was thinking. Like Ned, like the friend.
Yeah, the fat dude.
Yeah. But
The guy
hadn't he
in the
lost
chair.
weight now? I watched that trailer and I thought it was okay, but it's like ultimately, I don't ever know until you see the movie. It's kind of like this past week, like last week. Like I don't know anything about Fallout, the game itself. I know that it looks cool, and I found like I got a free trial of the Prime. So like last week, I watched season 1 and 2 of Fallout, and I was like, "That's pretty cool. It's not bad." Not knowing anything about the game, but it had me going and looking up, like all this stuff was going on in the series, and I was like going and Googling like the actual lore of Fallout. You know what I mean?
Oh
Like,
yeah, if you have a bunch of time on your hands and an Xbox lying around, go ahead and get yourself a Fallout. Fallout 3 is great, and then Fallout New Vegas. Those are like the top 2 Fallout games. Fallout 4, they go to Boston. They introduce like a whole like town building at like you build settlements, and I don't know. That part was kind of a turn off to me, but it really peaked with Fallout New Vegas.
what's up, Kaylee? Kaylee used to be a neighbor here. She's married to anyway. I just was wanting to make sure I acknowledged that I saw it. It's cool to see someone that, I haven't ran into her or her husband in a long time. I'm doing okay today, Kaylee. We're just hanging out. We were talking about the Spider-Man trailer. Yeah, what was you saying? I'm sorry, man. I got kind of fucking.
No, you're good. No,
I saw someone I actually know, like in the chat. I was like, oh, like someone from this area and stuff.
No, I picked up on that.
Yeah, like
No,
that
the Spider-Man trailer.
Like I said, I watched it and I was like, now of course that's just the first one. Like the next thing they release might be a little more to it. And I don't know. I don't know. I think it's going to be probably pretty decent at least.
It'll be a good movie, but it's just this Spider-Man is kind of a sad sack right now. He's like this.
It's a Spider-Man that's too much in touch with his feelings, let's say.
Maybe, I don't know. Like, I guess if Spider-Man behaved like me, or if I gave Peter Parker advice, there wouldn't really be a movie. You know what I mean? He'd just move towns. You know, he'd move across the city so he's not running into these people. He'd stop stalking them on social media, because it's literally like, okay, Spider-Man, he has Doctor Strange erase everyone's memory of him so that he can just like stand around and like stare at them, sweaty in a corner, and be like, like hyperventilating. Like, dude, can you stop being so freaking sad?
I had forgot all about that part of the last movie until I saw that trailer. I was like, oh, okay, now I remember, you know, like, but I saw someone talking about the trailer last night. It was either last night or I think it was last night. I just watched them for a few minutes. They were streaming and talking about it. I don't know if it was Fusebox or if it was, I don't remember who it was, but they were discussing the trailer and they were like talking about, they didn't know if this movie could top, like they were saying they felt like No Way Home. That was, they said it would be hard to top that one.
No Way Home was the Mysterio one, right?
Was that either?
Or no?
Far
No
Away
Way Home.
Home.
No Way Home was where they had all three of the Spider-Men, wasn't it?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the guy was saying that he
Far
likes
From
the
Home
trailer
was
for the new
Mysterio.
one, but
Mm.
he was like, it's going to be hard to top what they did in that last one. And I kind of saw what he was saying, because like they did so much with No Way Home and had all three of the different Spider-Men and the different, you know, it was like, what, but you never know, man. Once the movie's out and we get to see it, you know, it could blow us away, you know, so.
It'll be a good movie, but I'm just going to have like a dozen things to say about it, as far as, you know, Peter could be a lot healthier. But I remembered, like, Brand New Day, that was the Spider-Man comic book story arc where he like sacrificed, he like destroyed the fabric of reality in order to bring Aunt May back to life, right? Am I right or wrong?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that is it, isn't it?
So Peter has a history of these things, even though, like, I remember at the time the fan base being like, you know, Peter Parker should be able to grieve appropriately and not do this to reality.
Yeah, it's almost, you know, like thinking about that, it's almost like thinking about how Barry Allen, wasn't it Barry that wanted to go back? He wanted to bring his,
Yeah.
Which
He
I
wanted
get
to
it.
go back and save his mom and
Yeah.
get Flashpoint.
Which I know that was a pretty popular thing, and they've used it in the TV series and for the fucking stupid movies, and we see how that worked out for the movie. Now I know in the TV series it did pretty well. I know the Flash series for the first season, not bad. Like the latest, the one with the that everybody got an uproar about. He should be the one in the movie and all that shit. Which I think he is a far better actor than fucking what's his name.
He's all right. They had some hot chicks on that show, though. Whoever was casting on that show did a fucking bang up job in that respect. I'll say that. It's kind of funny. We got nothing but 10s on the CW shows, and then in the Marvel movies, everyone's a 6. So
Well,
make it make sense.
When I said with his acting, I was just comparing that guy's acting. Now, you know, all I know,
The Flash actor.
he was in a good movie that was like, was it in World War I or World War II? He did like some movie, or was that him? Or maybe I'm wrong. Now
You're thinking of Andrew Garfield.
Yeah, they kind of, they got the similar build and stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
as soon as I started saying that, I was realizing I was thinking about that.
Some other
Spider-Man.
pencil-necked actor.
Yeah. You know, but I was just comparing that guy's acting compared to Ezra Miller. I don't like Ezra Miller personally, but I don't really care. Like anything I've really watched, the few things I've saw him in, I've just not been impressed with his acting. I don't know what I don't even remember what
No,
was it.
he's a product of the satanic pedophile cult that runs Hollywood. They vetted him through his butthole and then pushed him out into movies. Is what happened with Ezra Miller.
Right.
All
They
right.
broke
It
him.
makes a clip right there. I got to remember that spot. Or like I'm gonna have to go back and try to make that one just that one part. Like just cut that in. Of you saying that, like that'd be.
Nice.
Yeah, Grant Gustin. That was the guy's name from the TV show.
Grant Gustin.
You know, they did a Flash series back in the '90s, wasn't it? In the '90s, that I thought wasn't that bad either. Like it was like
That one, he had a thick neck on that costume, right?
yeah, he was like more.
That's
bulky,
what I remember is the traps more than anything.
But I thought as far for the time, I thought it was not that bad. Like I remember watching, because you know, like it wasn't hokey. It was okay, you know. Like,
Well, it had Mark Hamill in it too as the
oh yeah,
one of the
that's right.
villains.
Yeah, he played the trickster, or who wasn't it? The
Mhm.
trickster. Yeah,
The Toy Man, something like that.
something like that. I don't know if I've got the name right, but I remember. Yeah, that's what made it kind of more appealing too. But and then you know, a few years ago, I discovered that they had a live action Tick show. I don't know if
That
anybody
one
ever.
was not bad.
Yeah, I watched those seasons, and I was like, man, that sucks that it. Like, well, I think it went 2 or maybe 3 seasons. I don't know if it was 2.
Yeah.
But
I
thought
mean,
it
a
was
show like that can only go so far, I feel like.
Yeah, but I thought it was well done. And I enjoyed it. Like you know what I mean. I was finding it way after the fact that it had even came out and been a. And then I kind of, even though I didn't really care to, but just because I have that Amazon Prime, I caught up on the Invincible dumb shit, which was kind of like after watching that last 4th season, I was like, if I still have Prime, I'll probably check out the. Then I watched the Boys up to the one. Those things just got so far gone. Like, but I understand that the material, the comic books just kept getting more extreme and extreme anyway. It's like I like the concepts, but I felt like I've heard other people talk about it, like taking superhero style stuff and doing it in that fashion. Where,
The deconstruction.
Yeah, like it's been overdone now to where like when you get that, it's almost like a bad taste in your mouth. It's like the first couple of seasons of The Boys I enjoyed, and then I just kind of didn't care to. And then I stopped having Amazon Prime for a year or 2. But since I signed up back for a free trial again, I was able to get another free trial. I was like, well, I got this. I'm going to check out some stuff that I haven't fucking watched. You know, I knew there was been a couple of seasons of things. It was the same when I first watched Invincible. Like the first season or 2, I thought was pretty cool, and then it was like, well, I only got to the 2nd season, so I'm caught up on that.
Yeah, I only caught the first season of Invincible, to be honest.
Yeah, I believe that the first season is the one I watched the entirety of it, and then I started watching the 2nd season, never really finished it. So it was kind of like when I went back this last week after I got done with Fallout. I was just trying to find random things. Oh, okay, well, you know, I kind of like Invincible. It was okay, so let me catch up on it. And same with The Boys.
Anybody of you knows how it relates to the comic books, Invincible? Is it the same, the very same, or is it like
It's
an
probably
adaptation?
like 75%.
Yeah, I saw someone discuss that. I think there's certain things that are not quite the same, and then there's certain things. But I hear the comic book gets a little more graphic than even what they do in the series. Am I right or wrong? I don't know.
Oh yeah, well they're able to because it's a static image. You know what I mean? Like the artist can really get in there with the gore and the motion of the punches and everything like that. Whereas the animators are very limited.
Yeah, and I know that I know the boy is pretty accurate, but they have changed quite a bit of stuff on that too. And what's weird is isn't the boys and Invincible both written by the same dude? What Kirkland or whatever his
Mm.
fucking.
The Boys isn't a Kirkman one, I don't
Oh, it
think.
is. Who is the boy?
Oh,
I thought it was the same guy.
No, The Boys, is that Grant Morrison or
Might be.
no.
I'm gonna look it up real quick.
no way it's Kirkman. Because Kirkman did Walking Dead and Invincible.
Garth Ennis.
Garth Ennis, that's right.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, so it ain't the same guy. It's published
No.
by the same people though. It wasn't it Image that did the boys also.
Thought it was Vertigo did Boys.
Oh, it's Vertigo.
Unless I'm crazy.
Oh.
Could be.
I don't know why. I guess just because I just watched it.
It was Wildstorm, picked up by
Wildstorm?
Dynamite.
Oh, okay. Okay. I don't know why I thought it was the same. I guess because they're both deconstructing everything and making like, superheroes
Yeah.
back kind of and all that.
Apparently, the first 6 numbers were Wildstorm, DC Comics, and then it continued with Dynamite.
Okay.
And yeah,
Yeah, I know the boys comic is supposed to be even more brutal than what they do in the TV series as well. But then again, like you said, with a static, with still images, there's a lot. I just have heard that it goes into there's a lot more in it. But anyway, I tend
talking about the still images, I got my email today that I'm getting an Atomic soon. It's been
that's cool.
dispatched. Yeah,
oh, okay. The Shane Davis.
yeah, the Shane Davis book. I backed like first day 1 or something, so I'm really looking forward to read it when it comes.
Once it ships, how long does that take for it usually to get to you, Dennis? Because you're in Germany.
Yeah, at least a week, if not a couple.
Just
The
depending on
fastest, the fastest have been like 4 or 5 days, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but no, they're really good at doing their fulfillment in 9Live Comics. So yeah, I'm chuffed. Let's see.
Yeah. Was you here, Will? Like, I just show it again, but I got my Tommy in this week. I'm going to try to get this read today. I think it looks pretty good. And I was pointing out to, I know this is a homage to, like the Marvel stuff, but I thought it was cool to Saboteur Comics group. And I'm like, oh, we got the comic book show too. I know that that's not why it's there, but I just thought it was kind of a nice little. I was like,
yeah.
I was looking at the cover. I was like, oh fuck, it's got Comics Group on it. So, but yeah, like I said, I'm thinking about because he launched it on Kickstarter. Is it Kickstarter or Indiegogo? I think he launched it on Kickstarter. I'm thinking about backing it again. Self Destruct said something to me yesterday or the day before when I posted pictures about it. He said something about Charlie had sent him, refunded him $3 or something. Like he had realized he'd overcharged. And I was like, well, there wasn't no message like that for me. I was like, although I did notice what he had charged on the Fund My Comic campaign was a few dollars higher than, like, if you go over to the Kickstarter campaign, it's different prices, a little bit cheaper. But I wasn't worried about it. I was like, I don't even know what Destruct was talking about. Like, I didn't get any kind of note saying overcharged or something. I think it was like $10 or something plus shipping. It wasn't that bad. But I was thinking about getting an I was thinking about backing it again to get another copy and then maybe give a copy away to somebody, like for future. Like have a second copy and then like here in a month or two, maybe even just go ahead and have it and when he gets ready to launch for the second issue, because he's working on the second issue now. I don't know what he said his timeline is about, but I think it's pretty cool that it's just been a matter of months of me kind of like learning about it and him putting everything together, and then already having a campaign and having it, and now he's moving forward on the second issue. I think that's pretty cool.
Man, it's like $35 for shipping for that book.
For what book?
For Tommy.
Oh, Jesus.
Because you're in Germany.
Where you're at. Yeah, isn't that crazy? That's
It
what.
is, yeah.
That's why when I was wanting to back Saturn Head, and I did it digitally. Like I really want to. Like I've got some books by Vasilis, but they're these older books that I found on eBay when he was either working for Image. Was it Image or Dark Horse? I think Dark Horse.
Probably Dark Horse, yeah.
And then I have his Oni Press, the 2 volumes of The Last Call, which he plans on doing the third and fourth one in a crowdfunding at some point. So I'm excited that I'll definitely back those when he gets them done. But like when I was going to back Saturn Head, I think it was like $20 or something for I don't remember, but then it was going to be like it was going to be basically the shipping was going to cost as much as the book itself cost. You know what I mean? It was going to be like, because, he's in Greece or whatever.
Yeah. The funny thing is that for me, it's the same.
Right. So that's why
even though Greece is just close compared to the US, it's roughly the same. They have really fucked up rates in Greece, and some other countries, like Eastern European countries, also have the same issue. They charge quite a bunch for postage.
Yeah. Well, at some point, I just saw that Vasilis posted he's got like I think it says 30-something pages. It's only offered in abusive form, but I can get it off of his storefront for like $15. I might get that. It's like it's about a bounty hunter or something. I can't remember the name of it. I just saw the post today.
Oh yeah, okay.
And I ordered that Comicsgate shirt, and like from his store, like that online store. Those online stores have like centers all over the place, I think. So like if you're in another country, they're gonna ship from wherever the closest location is from.
Mm-hmm.
But like within a week, I had the shirt, so like I'm looking forward to getting more of Vasilis Lolos. I'm gonna get some prints or another shirt. He's got some cool stuff on his site.
Yeah, sounds cool.
Yeah, I just like his style. I like his attitude. He seems to always have a good attitude. Always kind of being you know what I mean. He's a pretty upbeat dude. And I've got several things in common with him. He's kind of a metalhead punk rocker guy. That he's a skateboarder or was a skateboarder. I don't know if he still skates. I know he does still have a board, which I can't skate it. You know what I mean? There's just like some things that after following him for a while, like I see his posts and stuff, and I'm like, okay, we got a lot in common.
Yeah.
And somebody was talking about this past week. I was watching something. They were talking about how you're not only like when it comes into anything crowdfunding, whether it be comic books, a novel, even I guess like if someone's trying to, there's people that do little independent films and they'll do a crowdfund for it. You know what I mean? You can have tiers to back like someone doing a short film or something. But they were talking about like, especially in the comics, in Comicsgate, or even just the independent scene in general, it ain't just about selling the product that you're creating or the book you're creating. You also have, like, a lot of times what sells people on you is when you come on a show, if you're able to present yourself and you're kind of entertaining as you're talking about your book, and you're able to, you ever see someone try to go on a show and they're like, not doing that good at really promoting and they don't have any charisma, some people like look for the personality more so than. I don't know if that makes any sense. I do know what they're talking.
No, it does make sense, but in real life it doesn't, because you can have the best personality of your life, you can be a great communicator and everything, and your book is utter trash. So why the hell? I mean, it's okay to find a balance, but I mean, you just take a look at the book. As long as this guy is friends with this guy is friends with the other, they're gonna promote them. But are you gonna really buy it because you like it, or are you just gonna buy it because you have to be part of the group and just do as everybody else does?
I think a big part of it is you got to have passion for the project. Like me, I believe in my story. I love my story. Every time I talk about it, I'm going to be talking about how awesome it is. You know, I'm going to really pitch it. And it's going to be somewhat effortless because I love talking about it, right? So when you see a creator who is not very excited to even talk about the story, then he's not going to be able to infect an audience with that same enthusiasm, you know? So you can break it down and analyze that or whatever, but it really just comes down to human energy, connection, that sort of thing, because, you know, you got to push people to click the button to give me $30. Give me $30 and I promise I will eventually send a comic book your way. You know,
right? Yeah. I was just talking about, like, I think in comic, like, I do know that in Comicsgate, there's a lot of people that back books, and they're basically. Now, tell me if I'm wrong or right, Dennis. I get the sense there's a large, especially. I know that there's a lot of backers in Comicsgate that are more backing personalities and just like the creator themselves, rather than necessarily even maybe enjoying the books that much. I don't know if that makes any sense.
It does make sense. I'm afraid it's a large component of that.
I try to look at the book itself, because I'm on a limited budget. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but you know what I mean? I just get a monthly income, and it's not a whole lot. I got to stretch it out. Hey, I'll be right back. Give me a second. I want to check out.
Sure. Yeah, no, I've got burned out with some campaigns, like utter crappy books, just because, you know, I wanted to help and stuff. It hasn't been the case yet that I've been like in a Pollito con Papa situation with this guy. Jimmy Reyes. Yeah. No, I didn't back him. Something told me, maybe not. And then I saw that thing that even before that guy exploded online with the change that he did without saying a thing, from a color book to black and white.
Yeah.
So I thought, nah, I don't want that book. That was just before the time of the campaign was finishing.
And I mean, Dragon Rage, for me, it just looked kind of generic. And it's one of those things where I want to start doing like a promo show of my own where I talk to creators and stuff and really like probe them about what the story is about and try to fish out something like really interesting about it, you know, because a lot of times people put together trailers and campaigns and they feel like they're building hype, but they're not, you know, the audience isn't wanting to know what happens in the story. They just think, oh, that looks cool, you know.
It has to have a little bit of that. It has to have a little bit of, at least a little bit of this looks cool.
Yeah.
But of course, once you get in, you can either like or dislike the story, and then just stop yourself there and not go for book number 2. Or just simply not back the guy again because it's a one shot and it wasn't great. So, okay, fine. But again, as you said, if you really like the story you are telling, if you really have a little bit of a passion for what you're doing, you find a way. Unless, I don't know, you're just not really that connected to it.
Yeah.
Um,
I find really odd, for instance, the fact that Darren Wagner is going about with his book, and
Mhm.
the artist, John Dillard, is nowhere to be seen. Great, okay, everybody's praising John Dillard, great artist, la la la, but I'm sorry, but I don't think his art is that great. And the fact that he's not caring about showing himself with Darren tells about, I think, tells about him as well.
I think with John Dillard, like sometimes I'll see a picture of his and it looks great, you know, and then the next 5 or 6 things, it just seems like there's, you know, it's unfinished, or, you know, it's just not on the same level. It's not as like
Yes.
crisp, you know. And with the Demi-Foot thing specifically, I feel like, what about Demi-Foot makes you want to read it?
that's a good question.
Because they only they wanted $8,000. They made $3,000, I think, at the end of the day. And I think, I can't remember, because I don't think I've ever spoken to like Darren, but I started asking questions just about like what I was looking at. You know what I mean? And Demi-Foot, the artwork, it seems like he has kind of a beer belly in a lot of the scenes. Maybe that's just like the way John Dillard draws. But I'm like, can we put some effort into making him look cool? You know? There's there's a couple of images of him with like long hair, you know, and then he suddenly has like my haircut. He suddenly has like a
that's
side
right.
part. And I think someone said something like that I guess Demi-Foot gets a haircut from that girl or whatever in the story. And I'm like, but you're making him look less cool. Like, you're making it look less interesting.
Yeah.
It's such a weird concept to begin with. The whole thing's baffling. But he got promoted. Everyone did their best to promote him. And like just recently there's just been this debate about promotion and yada yada, this conversation about how much good it does. And I just keep coming back to the strength of the IP is the promotion, you know? And like Demi-Foot's a good example of like, there wasn't enough about it to hook people. It doesn't matter how many eyeballs you put on that project, you know?
Yeah. At the same time, it boils down to how much of an intellectual honesty there is behind the people who are promoting. I mean, do you really believe in what you're promoting? Are you sure that this project you're promoting is the right fit for your audience? With the quality of work that you would for yourself also want? Is the writing also up to standards? What are you doing? It's not the same as, I don't know, just going to mainstream, going for a new Dynamite book and going for a Marvel Comics or a DC from the 70s that had like commercial artwork was amazing. It still baffles me, the fact that you can offer nowadays a subpar book or something that has art that would not compare to a book from the 70s, which was fairly done. I was at really like an infinite fraction of the price. So, I mean, there has to be a level of intellectual honesty with the person that is promoting.
Yeah. And I mean, for my part, I know I'm kind of promoting myself as, You know, you could either get a commercially made product made by a bunch of 20-somethings who have never lived outside of a dorm room, and they can make pretty pictures and they can fill it with their psycho-liberal bullshit, or you can get something from me who has, you know, been just hammering away at his basement, away from all that echo chamber bullshit, you know. And I also happen to believe that I'm a bit of a genius artist as well, who could compete with those people. You know what I mean? Like I'm making Revenant Steel with like 2 hours here and there a day while I'm working like 50 hours a week. There's, you know.
And you rather believe it yourself.
Yeah.
At the same time.
You have the confidence.
You have to have it. That's right. Yeah.
And then you know, I see a lot from people online saying like just recently, like, oh, I'm not going to back a first-time creator. I'm not going to back someone unless they have some sort of proven track record of actually following through, because we have such a huge track record of people who don't, you know? And so now I'm like, okay, I need to make something and really make people want it so that I can overcome that hesitation.
You have to make an impression.
Get people on board and get people to want the story.
Yeah. That makes me think of Elliot's poll he did the other day. You know what he was asking, like, why do you back a book? Is it because of the creator? Is it? Do you only what was the question? You know what I'm talking about? It was like,
why do you back a book? And it was,
or are you only making pros, people that were in the actual industry? You know, or is
just
it
a book because it's CG and that's it?
Right.
Yeah.
And I think I picked, you know, I'm going to back whatever I think I like. So it doesn't matter if someone, it could be a project that isn't somebody associated with Comicscape, but if I see it and I like it and I think I'm going to enjoy it, then I'm going to probably, but I don't really come across a lot of that because, you know, I don't know where these other people that are not in Comicscape do a lot of promoting and stuff. So like I'm not seeing that. You know what I mean? Unless you go to Kickstarter,
Reddit,
somewhere and just scroll through some places, you know, you really don't know about it. So I'm more. What's up, Saboteur? Well, he's done circled back around. Charlie, good to see you.
Oh yeah, it's been like 2 hours and a half almost.
Yeah, I'm gonna wrap this up here shortly. What I wanted to bring up though was, and it's nothing against the guy. I can't remember his name. He's a pretty nice dude. I think his name's Aaron something. You remember like 3 or 4 weeks ago, he was supposed the guy that's doing the Pendragon or whatever. It's like set in the future, but it's in the Arthurian world. And then like one of the characters is black. He was supposed to be on Elliot Rodriguez's show like 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Oh yeah. You said I remember.
Oh,
that.
I remember.
And he never showed up. Yeah.
And like I even DM'd him, and he was like I DM'd him for Elliot and stuff. It's like, hey man, Elliot. He's like, when he finally got back in response, it was like, oh, I misread it. Like I'm at work during the day, and like he had looked at the time wrong and whatever, and thought it was going to be in the evening. And well, that's
it's
like
one thing. 9
like,
a.m.
if you're going to go on to promote it, you need to kind of have that information. Like you need to like pay attention to that stuff. You don't agree to go into a show not realizing. Now I understand that's an honest mistake, but from what I understood, he hasn't done a whole lot of self-promoting anyway. And you know, Elliot had titled that stream like "The Death of a Campaign" or some shit. And dude had said the day before, like, "Oh, I'm going to come on to," but I haven't seen him do a whole lot. What you know, it's kind of like I have nothing to get. Like I follow the guy, had interaction with him on X and everything. He seems like a nice dude, but it's just like, you know,
he might be somebody I muted a while. I know, like, there's plenty of people that just keep popping up on your For You page, and I'm like, I'm never buying this book or whatever, so I just mute them. But I remember, I have this vague memory of like, oh, it's a knight's like medieval style story, and I was kind of looking at it, and then I'm like, oh, it's a black modern day King Arthur story. And I'm like, I'm all done. You know?
Nope.
Like
can
it was
see-
kind of a rug pull because all the initial stuff that I saw of it, it had like it was not that.
Yeah,
No.
well, I could see that impression, but then once I found out that it's set so far in the future and all this, I was willing to give it a chance. I was kind of I wanted to see what he would say and talk about if he had showed up on Elliot's stream. You know what I mean? Like, I was kinda
Yeah.
like-
Is
because
he
I'd done.
black? Is that why King Arthur's
Yeah, I
black? in
think
the
he's
story?
black, and
Well, I can give him some, you know.
the
leeway.
story is set way into the future of
Uh-huh.
the King Arthur lore. So I was willing to say, okay, well, if it's that far in the future, there could be somehow in the
Obviously,
time.
black people are gonna conquer everybody anyway, so you know it'll
Yeah.
just be that way.
Anyway,
Obviously, there will be no more pure white people on the planet, you know, in 50 years. So.
what I'm saying is I was willing to give it like, at least see where this is coming from. And then
Mhm.
the fact that and I understand it was a simple mistake, but that kind of simple mistake is what cost you with getting people interested in it. Like if you'd came on and been able to say, this is the way the story is, this is why he's black. It's not trying to change,
Right.
whatever. But if you're not out there like saying this stuff, and from what I understand, Elliot's known about this guy for a few years because he said that guy Aaron has been working on this book for several years, from what I understand, or something. And
Uh-huh.
he like had a campaign like whenever a good while back, and then it didn't fund. And that was another question I was going to ask before we get off is I see some people set a campaign and they'll set themselves a really low goal. So they're not trying to achieve this huge fucking number.
Right.
And then I see these people that they've never put out a book, and then they're setting this high ass goal, like you were saying about Demifoot, like wanting $8,000. I know that's not a lot in comparison, but it's kind of like, what are they factoring in? Are they trying to factor in? Oh, once I feel it, I want to be able to have this many extra copies. Is that what they're?
8,000 is not a lot. Okay.
No, I know.
Money. But at the same time, I feel like we need creators to come out swinging. All right. And that means you're not making a half Bigfoot character and trying to sell it to people. All right. Or if you do, you have to like throw a real hook at. I have no idea what the threat is. And I feel like it was like brought up, or I brought it up to somebody when we were talking about it. And they showed the picture of like the pterodactyls or whatever. Like, oh, well, there's going to be other cryptids in there, right? But the threat needs to be central to the promotion, in my opinion. If you're trying to build up a character, especially if your character is just a muscular Bigfoot with jean shorts, all right?
Right.
And Arthurian legend, cool, you know? But that's another one where I feel like it's a death pill for a campaign, where it's like if you're doing any sort of reimagining of an established character like King Arthur, you're gonna have a huge amount of people just tuning out immediately. You know, we don't want an Excalibur story. All right.
Yeah, like well, that just was one example, and Demifoot to me looks pretty interesting, but it's not for the price point. I've not been, you know what I mean? Like I'm like, okay, because I don't think it's like a really, I don't believe there's it's not a big lot of pages, I don't think. And then, like I look at things like that. And I look at whatever, like how many pages is it and what are they charging compared to like other things that sometimes you pay $25 or $30 for and you get 50 plus pages or something, maybe, or 40. But when you see something that's going to be maybe more of a floppy size, maybe it's not going to be in floppy, but it's going to be, 20 something pages or 30, it's like, I don't know exactly how that all works, but there's a lot
of Revenant Steel at 36 pages, but then like last night I'm sitting there and more and more writing keeps happening and I keep thinking like, where should I end the first issue? Because I could end it there, but I could probably, if I made it 10 more pages, you know, people might get a better feeling by the end. You know, they might feel a little more closure and a bigger hook to get into to anticipate the next chapter, you know. And so
Wow.
maybe it should be like more like 46, approaching 50 pages. We'll see. But yeah, definitely you got to give people their money worth. And yeah, $25 for a floppy comic book is not great.
Yeah, it's not great.
I've seen plenty of campaigns like that in the past year, like where you're paying, like what the cost of what you're going to be paying for what you're looking at getting. You know, that's a factor for me. Like I can't back. Like if I was rich, I'd be backing a lot of stuff, even stuff that, you know, just because I like to try to help people, and especially, you know, I mean, you're going to get some, but with my budget, I have to be real picky. So when I go in and look at a campaign, I look at how many pages, I look at the cost it's going to be, all the different tiers. You know, I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, well, this is something doable for me, or this is not. You know, and it's kind of like, but yeah, I'm sure y'all get the, you know, you understand the same print. It's kind of like you want to know that once you put that money in there, that hopefully you're going to see something that it.
Yeah. I'm just, you know, and I don't want it to seem like I'm beating up on Demifoot. I kind of am, but that's just the most. It's the most recent, most visible example.
Yeah, it's a good
of
example.
People
Yeah.
just not taking the bait, you know.
Yeah, Charlie.
Yeah.
Charlie said mine's 5, shipping costs more. Yeah, I was curious about Charlie. Self-Destructed said something about. I guess when he got his, you had sent him a message or something about chart. You know, because I did notice there was a difference in the price point on your Kickstarter, but I'm still going to probably go. Like I said, when I get paid next, because Charlie's book is a reasonable price for a floppy, a black and white floppy. It's doable. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and plus I like Charlie. I'd already gotten the preview pages that he had for free. I enjoyed what I saw, and I got the product in hand. What I'm looking in my hand looks good. You know, and I'm excited to get. Like I said, I'm going to try to set some. Once we end this stream, I'm going to have to do some other things like in real life. And then at some point today, I'm going to make myself sit down and try to read that entire comic today, which is, it's, you know, it's only like, it's just a floppy. So it's not going to be like it's a big task to sit down and try to read it. Oh, let me show off I wanted to show the little card that, I don't know if y'all, but I thought this was pretty cool. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Then he put a little, like, on the back, it's got a little, but, yeah, I thought that was, you know, nice. And then he put a sticker in there too, you know, like that. I'm still way behind on trying to create a store myself. And I've been trying to just, you know, not like I've got a book or anything, but for the channel, I've been wanting to like try to think of a design that would be cool on a shirt that says, you know, Great Cloudy Day and whatever. I just don't know what I would. Of course, the easiest thing would be to try to come up with an idea that involves clouds. You know what I mean? Like
Obviously.
Right. So
or maybe clouds over a person with red
Yeah.
eyes.
Over Mike.
like a gray cloud over, like maybe that'd be kind of cool. Like a look, like have a character that's kind of walking or something, and you have a little
Yeah.
gray, like going across it or like above them, and maybe in the cloud, it's a Great Cloudy Day, or above it. You know, I don't know. But that's something I've been thinking. What does he say? Yeah, when I originally did the math, I added $3 over from all the supplies, which was for future issues too, which shouldn't have been in the equation. Well, I'm not worried about it, Charlie. It's just I didn't know what self-destruct was talking about. You know, like I was just happy to get in and be one of the first to get the book, and now he's got it on Kickstarter. and it's even cheaper on Kickstarter than this one was. So that's why I am probably going to try to back it and get, back it on Kickstarter, like I said, and have a second copy. And then I was thinking, well, Charlie's in the chat. I don't know what your timeline is, Charlie, about your second issue. I know you're working, but maybe I could hold on to the issue 1 that I get from the Kickstarter, or even this issue, either one. And then when he's getting close to the second issue being a campaign, then I could do a giveaway, you know what I mean? And like give someone an opportunity, if they get the first issue, to win a copy. I don't know. I just enjoy doing that, even though it's not like, it's not like I get a lot of people enter or something, but I enjoy giving back to the community if I can. Does that make any sense? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Little things like that kind of matter to me. Like it's just kind of a nod to saying the people that do watch me or interact with me. It's like I've got, another thing that for the channel that I'm going to give away soon, but it's not a comic book or anything. But I've just had so much going on physically and everything that I'm just now kind of collectively getting my sense back to myself. Last Friday, getting that procedure that I had done, those procedures done medically, getting that finally done after months and months and months of like putting it off and rescheduling it, to finally go to the hospital and get that all taken care of. Now, the next thing is in a couple of weeks, like on April 6th, hopefully I'll be seeing the doctor. Hopefully because they did a biopsy. I have an ulcer in my stomach.
Oh.
And taking some medicine that's supposed to be repairing it, but she took a sample of that, and then in my colon I had to. I know this. We went from comic books to me talking about my fucking gross shit, but you know what I mean.
Remember,
it's like,
I'm a doctor,
Up,
man.
though.
You can
But
just-
you're fixing it, right?
they took a biopsy. There was
Yeah.
2 polyps in my colon, and they're sending that. You know what I mean? So the next step is me hopefully discovering that it's nothing to worry about. Like, hey,
Found a small
And,
family
you know,
of spiders living in my colon.
right. But then, like, hopefully I don't get like news like, oh, well, hey, this is neat. This is what is it? Benign or malignant. Like, is it benign?
Tried to remove the spiders, but they had rights.
As long as you don't have
Rare
Paris
spider.
Hilton living in your colon, everything is good.
Yeah, he has Paris Hilton's living up there.
Right. But yeah. So anyway, that's where we're at. I was meaning that had weighed heavy on me ever since last year. They were like, you're anemic now, you're low on iron. We need to figure out what's going on. So when I got done with this, and then I found out like there's an ulcer in my stomach, I'm thinking that's probably where, because they said there was some kind of internal bleeding going on, so that's why they had to do that to try to figure it out. So I'm hoping to have some pretty decent news in a few weeks. Like,
Oh, if there's an ulcer, there's always going to be some findings of traces of blood when you pass stool.
right.
And that's easy to detect, and that's a really good marker to tell that you have an ulcer. If you have also symptoms, even without symptoms, it's a marker. So it's a warning. In your case, I mean, with the history of alcohol and everything, that's a really straightforward cause. So it's good that they took a biopsy anyway. That's going to define things.
Well, I suspect that the ulcer is probably from such heavy drinking because the few times I fell off, like I've mentioned this multiple times, but each time that I went back and picked up the bottle, it has been extremely far worse than it's ever been in my life, And, like I didn't mean to turn this into like, but it is what it is. And I talk about comics, I talk about movies, but I also talk about life.
Yeah.
But as soon as I have polyps, but so it wasn't saying there was bleeding in my colon. It was, so I think the bleeding is coming from my stomach, and I think it probably
Correct.
has
Yeah.
with a combination of heavy drinking in my life. Now I've cut back on taking any over-the-counter pain medicine. Like ever since they told me that I was losing iron or low on iron, and there might be some bleeding going on, I pretty much don't take anything over-the-counter for pain now, hardly, unless I just absolutely have to, because that can cause stomach as well.
Yes.
And then
yes.
fact, all the heavy drinking that I've done, that's just, but anyway.
Have they checked your liver enzymes and that? Have they checked your liver?
When I went into detox, my enzymes were pretty low, and they had to, they wanted to, like before I could go into the room where I was at, like in the ER, they kept me in the ER and made sure I had this fluid put in me and everything. But I just came off a big heavy binge of drinking for several weeks.
You have
Plus,
to switch to light beer.
I have a bad, like my liver is probably not the best.
Yeah. No, that's why I was asking if they checked it as well.
Now
Because
I think
if you're still in pain, the alternative would be paracetamol, but it still messes with your liver long term. So rather just keep it at bay as well.
Holy shit.
All right, gentlemen. Well, I'm going to jump off.
Yeah, I'm also in the same tune.
I need to wrap this up because I just looked at the time. I was like, it was an hour ago that I was like I'm looking at, like, I remember looking and it be like 12 something, and now it's 1:22, and I'm like, okay, Great Cloud, you need to end this. It's been fun. It's been real. I appreciate
Peace out,
both.
gentlemen.
Take care, guys.
So I'm going to end this. Over and out, and ditto.
Cheers.
And you guys. See you, Will. See you, Dennis. Y'all have a good rest of the day or evening wherever you're at.